There we go. Whew. Sorry. Just getting it started a couple minutes early to make sure everything's cooperating this week, unlike the last time. There we go. Let me change that up just a little bit. Okay. Yeah. Oops, sorry. Sound good, everything? All right. How's everyone doing here? Carlos, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. RC Steven. Yeah. Like the 3BRC lights or new shirts that came out this year were pretty, fortunately, were pretty sweet. Jerry Cooper, thanks for tuning in. Camera angle seems weird, but I think it's okay. Oh, how's everyone been? Good? Anyone, viewers down in the South, hope you all are good and well as can be. Hope everyone's good out there. If you know anybody or if you're in that area or family in that area, hope everyone's safe and sound. That was some pretty vicious stuff that hit this time. Indy, thanks for tuning in. How's it going? John here. Thanks for night. Thanks for the G-Speed. Yeah, not a problem. I'm glad the videos do help. I'm working, some of those were some older, some of my beginning videos weren't exactly the best, and I think I've done better on some videos since then. So hopefully they're going well. I may have to redo a couple of them here at some point in time. Carlos, yep, good old ear lowering. It was definitely that time to get a good old haircut taken care of. It had been a while. Definitely needed it. I'll work on the trimming the beard and stuff up later, but had a break today from work, so snuck out for lunch. Felt weird being back, almost it's always that first couple days back from work after, several days off, stuff like that. So definitely getting back into the swing of things. Hopefully we start picking up a little bit more too. That'd be really, really awesome. Gary, I'm watching it. In addition to live stream here, I am watching it on my computer right here, and it is looking okay. Have you tried turning it off and back on again? John here, love to see start to finish V3 with portal build. Start to finish build, choosing your axles really, portal or straight axle, there's not much different. The only thing that changes in that is gearing. Depends on what type of transmission and stuff you're building. Like, just saw the video I did, the AR45 portals. So I mentioned that one. Gearing was an obstacle with how low the 210 is geared, getting some wheel speed. Now, low end, slow speed control is ridiculous. I'm pretty sure grass can grow faster than that thing can crawl. But changed up. Batteries charged. Forgot I had those charging. Like I said in that video, I went through and changed out the portal gears, which is what we're doing on the Capra right now, to get some of that wheel speed back. All the gloves. Oh, see here. Pinch. Oh, nice. Good to hear the pinch went well. Body works rough. I actually got to redo mine. I let it tumble a little too much this last weekend doing a little comping, and I cracked it. So I need to redo that myself. And thank you. That is a good reminder. Mike, what's up? How's it going? Might hit you up here in a minute while we're live. We could get some measurements, but give me 1 minute here. Carlos waiting to order a Capra on Saturday. My local shop got nice. Yeah, Capras are fun. This is the kiddo's Capra. We've been doing a little bit of work on it, getting him ready. Changed up some of his electronics. Got him a little micro servo winch installed so he can run this. He's also going to be running dig as soon as I redo the channel because it's being finicky right now. And since it is getting closer to comp time, we're going to go ahead and swap in some 36% overdrive Ting garage head gears into the Capra here. So he's going to be in full crawl mode, so to say, here shortly. Like I said, at 36%, definitely don't put it in if you're trailing and cruising with it, but we got exactly 1 month before Crawlapalooza, so it's time to go ahead and throw his 36% in there and go from there. Hold up. Big Zeke, how's it going? California. Oh, yes, that was a Venom charger. I love that thing. I just have the dual. The quad charger would be freaking sweet, but I have not. Carlos, just the Vanquish website. They really the origin, the actual origin, dude. Man, I just got a new one. I don't. Dang it. Oh my goodness, it is. Oh wait, no. Maybe it won't let me add it to my cart. If it was the actual origin, I was totally gonna be game for that. If it's just we're talking just the Pro. Oh, the Pro's back. Okay, I see that. I was about to have to make a very irresponsible purchase here real quick. Sorry. Oh, missed a couple comments here. How's the G-Speed TRX4 axle build going? It's going good. I mean, it was doing great. Went out and did some things with it, but kind of, I do build a lot of them. So sometimes, even though it's good and I really like it, I knew it was going to be a comp break of mine. So I've stripped it down and we're moving on to other projects. So as a whole, it's no longer with us. It has been kind of parted down and repurposed for other builds. So moving on from there, the next one, I was going to do a solo AR-45 build, but I decided I'm just going to go ahead and do the AR-45s on my comp truck. If you haven't seen the post, we have been working on, I'll show it in a little bit, AR-60s on a G-Speed V3 as my new Class 3 setup, and I have a surplus of some AR-45 straight axles and AR-44s, so I can always just throw another G-Speed together, barring I can get my hands on some electronics. So just kind of right now, it was good. It was very, very capable. I liked it a lot. I like building. So sometimes I almost build too many trucks and kind of, you know, tear them back down and start back over. Also, it helps save a little bit where I can, don't have to buy everything new. I can reuse a lot of stuff. So that helps out a lot and it gets all the purpose and everything else done. Gary, I have a 2.2 Wraith transmission AR-60s at Holmes 13T. What's a good spur gear to go with? I don't know what's in mine. I think mine's just whatever the stock spur is that comes with the Wraith. Isn't it like a 56 tooth? And I think it's a 56. I mean, I haven't messed a whole lot with the actual Wraith transmission. I just got a 2.2 Wraith in, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I got the Capra and 90 millimeters. Yes, 90 millimeter shocks is going to make a world of a difference with Capra. John here, Hobby Crawlmaster Sport 10T with 1080 and a Tulo, 40 tooth spur, 9 tooth pinion, and spur lock. Oh yeah, there you go. They are back in stock. Oh, okay. Well, I have been thinking of. I have posted a couple, like the TRX4, the 21 Bronco, and a couple others for sale local, just to move on, get some other builds going, and part of me has been fancying another Ultra since I parted mine out. I shouldn't have parted mine out, but I still have my Pro. Well, that's my Class 0 truck. I still have my Pro, but something fancy, and I do want to do another VS14 build, and I'm thinking I'm going to get another Ultra for good, just not necessarily trail orientated, but when I'm not feeling like taking out a comp truck or something like that, just something else that's capable and have some fun with. Whew. What's up, guys? Just got done running a bunch of practice skates. Feel pretty good. Class 1, 2. Nice. Oh, I'm going to Super Shafty Fall Crawl. Have a good time. I wish I'm going to have to plan for that one of these years because everyone looks like they have an absolute blast there. And I really, really want to go. But Crawlapalooza, exactly 1 month. And then it's time to completely shift gears and get in the zone because I am preparing. We'll start preparing for Scale Nationals. So nothing like getting my butt kicked on a national stage. So we can do it, and you guys can ride along for the journey. Yeah, Indy. I think they just added the Pro back because the Pro was out of stock. The Ultra was still in stock, but the Pro is out. So it looks like they put the Pro back in stock. Honestly, if I could get my hands on an original Origin, that is one I do really want at some point in time. There is a Ripper for sale local, but I'm not that rich. Yeah, I think Vanquish is about ready to drop a bunch of stuff because I know during the midst of all this, they were also being out of stuff. They were doing a lot of R&D. Been hinted several times that they've been working on a lot of stuff for the Rift and other stuff. So I expect, and the Air 45 straight axle too. So I expect a lot of stuff to come out from Vanquish real quick and be in stock places. Like it's just going to be one big wave of, hey, we're ready for everything. Austin, I've noticed the Draft Tech shorts having more eye-to-eye length and less shock shafters. The shorts are still one. If I got Draft Techs, it would be the short, but they're still like what 93 or 93 millimeters eye-to-eye. I find for me, my area and my driving, that 80 to 85, so like a in the Works RC 80 millimeter shock or a modded Big Bore 2660. Those are 80 and 84 millimeters. That's my personal sweet spot, and that's what I really like. John, if you don't comps, bumpers up to you. If you're not comping, don't worry about the bumpers. Unless you like, I like bumpers because I like the look. Even though yes, they're performance orientated, and I still like them to look decent. So I'm gonna unfortunately sacrifice some things for that. And I know being that orientated, as my driving skill increases, that may change. But I've just thrown bills together with no bumpers. Just if I'm just out cruising, just seeing what all I could do. Yeah, screw the bumpers. Oh yeah, Ultra. Okay. Yes, Zeke, I will. Bama, 13 and a half hour drive for me to Little Rock City, right? Is the correct term for that, or the name for the place there. Um, Gary, I wish Proline by the Fire would be also really sweet to go to. That event actually, like I was thinking maybe Axial Fest next year after Scale Nationals. But the more I'm thinking about it, the more Scale Nationals is supposed to be April, and then Axial Fest is what, usually in that July range. I've kind of been thinking I might not do Axial Fest. No, I think I'd rather go to Proline by the Fire, honestly. So that may be my plan. I think I would rather do that one. So I don't oh crap. I have axial truck, so that's the thing. I'm perfectly fine with just driving an axial truck, but the ability to drive anything works for me. Oh no, this is stuck. Well, we might have a problem here. When in doubt, hammer time. You did not see that. Oh, crap. Maybe that's why I didn't change these. These bearings are seized. That's not good. Oh. Ooh. Oh, what's up, Theron? How you doing? I'm working. I will... Give me a minute. We might do your cab live because portal gears are seized. So that kind of sucks. Gary, it's from everything I've seen, it looks like a super fun event. I mean, I do believe they have a comp there, but I don't think it's like it's competitive, but it's not like super over the top competitive. I think it's a fun competitive. So that'd be sweet. I would definitely like to hear how it is. Oh, 2-hour drive for, oh yeah, that'll be nice to make it there. So everyone's all good there. Man, this little dude that's not good. We're gonna make this work. Ha. Yeah. Dang. Oh, it's just the shaft has a burr on it, and I can't. The Capras have that little. Oh, other battery's done charging. So these has a little burr on here, and I can't get the little bushing to come up all the way. But when in doubt, throttle out, hammer, whatever they say. This year's first year they're doing Circle Comp. They're doing a 2-2 unlimited class on the comp. What is a 2-2 unlimited class? That depends on those rules there. That it's probably going to vary depending on how the area and stuff like that. That could easily have different meanings on where you're at, stuff like that. So whatever their rule set is for that, definitely take a look at that. Those rules will be different depending on the area you're at. Austin here, is a carbon fiber sheet legal on a C2 as a bed insert? As far as I know, yes, because I mean, currently and technically, you can run, it is legal to run without a bed in C2. So, and a carbon fiber sheet is what it is. And I mean, like you have a full bed, but then just carbon fiber in the middle, in the center, that's going to be fine. I've seen entire chat bodies molded out of carbon fiber, so it should be just fine. You have less. Oh, Carlos, thank you very much for the $5. Yes, I will be getting some Starbucks. I had my Starbucks fixed today after my ear lowering, so I will definitely be using that. Thank you very much, sir. Ah, there we go. Yeah. Ooh, speaking of bearings, which do you prefer? Fast A bearings? Yeah, I mean, those are Fast A bearings, rock solid. I buy a lot of them when I need to go through and fully change out bearings and all that good stuff. That would be a bearing I would choose and not worry about it. Uh-oh. Everything just froze. That's not good. Everything working. Hope everything's still working. Please let me know if it's not working. Gary, yes, they're doing a standard Circle Comp Friday. It'd be cool. I might put my trail race. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Trail race for class 3 or 2-2 unlimited, but have no winch. Yeah, I mean, you can always try it and go as far as the truck will let you go with no winch. Also, depends on how their courses are, stuff like that. That is one thing I do stress a lot. Winches are a thing. Once you start comping on a regular basis, a good solid winch is worth its money. I mean, some winch is better than no winch, and there are fine differences in winches, stuff like that. So, like my preferred winch, like the in the works Ninja winch, that saved my butt at King, Missouri, multiple times. Also, would help if I was, a better driver too. But that's another story. That's another day. Man, it's like a little ow. So let's see here. When I get my camper out, we'll get good bearings. Yeah, definitely do that. A good set of bearings. That's what when I redid bearings in this the last time, I just got a tube of the Fast Ace bearings. They worked great. Angel, the Badass Beds giveaway, I will do that tomorrow. Thank you for reminding me, because I, again, also just kind of snuck up on me. Being out of town last week really kind of snuck up on me and threw me off on a few things, getting stuff done, stuff like that. So hopefully I start getting back to normal stuff here, getting everything back on track, so to say. Man, this is I am lined up. No, I'm not. Theron, technically you did. We didn't include scale points. If we included scale points, I win. That is okay. Even a broken clock's right twice a day. Just kidding. I mean, broken clock is right twice a day, but you drove really, really good. So, well earned and deserved. I think it was a pretty fun day. I think those courses definitely worked as far as taking it up a notch to help us out and get us ready. The Overlander winch, Three Brothers RC, or if you are cool enough to have one of the Alice winches, which I still would snag in a heartbeat at any point in time. Just haven't been around to any time they pop up for sale. It's just not the right time, or I'd already sacrificed my RC funds. So someday we'll get one. Oh, is that who? Oh yeah, that's who we open up against. So Theron will cry some more when the Giants lose this weekend. It's okay. Oh dang. That's not good. That's supposed to be a full shaft, and that is in fact not a full shaft. That thing is broken. Oh, no, it's not. Whew. This kid really did a number on this Capra. It's been a little bit since we looked at it. Shoulda. What's the bungee you talked about on your kid's rig before the winch? I have it somewhere. DSM makes one if you're out, but like this one here is just some like stretchy bungee cord. And our friend Dylan made these for us local. Just some fishing hooks, treble hook there, and a little hook on there to hook it to the truck. It's just a bungee, like a kinetic recovery strap, which they exist in the real world, except they don't have their own kinetic force. They need the stretch for another vehicle to make them work. Most places, comp-wise, are very particular on them and how they work. In a pinch, it'll do, depending on how they're ruled. Some places are still letting them slide by temporarily, as counting them as a winch unless your truck moves, and then it counts as a touch. As far as I know, coming next year and other places, I know a lot of places already counted them. If you use those, it counts as a touch, which is 10 points versus using your winch, which is 3 points. So I have several of the DSM recovery ones. They do work really good, especially just something simple when you're out just cruising with everybody. They work great, but in the end, a real winch is the way to go, and that is something I would definitely. I wouldn't cheap out. I would wait. I know it's hard right now for some of them to be in stock, but definitely something. Save, work into the budget, stuff like that, because they are worth it. Every bit of them. Real so quick. Oh, Scott, thank you for the $4.99. Really appreciate it. Just ordered a set of KLR MTX's C1. Really like the landmines, but I'm hoping the KLRs will give me a little more bit of an edge. I do like the KLRMs, or sorry, KLRM, the OG KLRs, Class 1 tires a lot. I also like the KLRM Class 1 tires. There's a perfect fit on the Element Night Runner. I had the landmines. You see my videos. I ran landmines for Class 1 at the end of last year and the beginning of this year until the Class 1 KLRs came back out. I immediately made the switch, and it was an instant difference. Now I know one weekend I had landmines, tested out the new C1 build, did an incline. It took a little bit. Then the KLRs came out. I did the same incline the next weekend, and it went up with much ease. Now I know technically, different day, different temperature. I know all that does take into effect, but I definitely prefer them a lot more myself. I missed a couple up here. That was one of my $5. Sorry, man. I don't even get it. I haven't gotten any of this stuff yet. I'm not. It apparently sets there for a long time, and then you have to like hit a certain amount before it actually starts. I don't know how YouTube works. I just do this stuff. Um, Drip Craze, thanks for tuning in. You're good. But started good little bit today, just kind of hanging out, doing a little bit of stuff. Angel, does my V1C1 have the G-Spotty hard body mount sliders on it? Yes, it does. So I have the version 1 sliders. There is another version here, so they just set it nice like that, and then body comes off. Now, these are the V1, so right here, it's a little bit narrower. It sets up a little bit higher. Now, the V2 is wider here to set more of a battery tray and something down, and they also do set down just a little bit lower, so you can actually set the body down lower. But the V1s have done great for me, and this truck's made me so proud. Like I said, I had plans for it before Crawlapalooza, and then it did great at King, Missouri. I'm not touching it. I don't even know if I'm driving it until Crawlapalooza. I just don't want anything to happen or go wrong. So, Indy at ECC, it was 10 points if you use the DSM system. Yes, I said some places they already went ahead and jumped to that and I fully see it. I mean, I use them in 1-to-1. It takes 2 vehicles to make those work. So, and the whole point of it being a winch or self recovery is by yourself. And technically, with the bungee, it's not. It takes kinetic force. Man, these things are all jacked up. Whew. Yes, you probably have the new ones. If they're completely flat like that, you have the new ones. Theron has the new ones too, because I was asking him a question the other day. He sent me pictures like they're not the same. Indy, I've got C2 and possibly C3. Hope to get my C1 ready. Winter tickets going up for sale for Scale Nationals. I don't know yet. I'm from what I heard, it'll be next year. I think they said they're probably January, February. So I'm hoping January or even December, just earlier because I know they're pricey. So that is another thing I do kind of want to work in and keep in mind for it. And also, I'd really like to be able to take the kiddo, but being that much time off, I know it's going to be rough. I think it would be just cool for him to go to that big of an event. He likes the bigger events, and it is, that experience from those big events is amazing and helps a ton. I learn more and more each event I go to. So just keep going and just keep driving. Just keep driving. Sorry, that was a terrible, terrible pun. Austin, G-speed through winch mount? Yes, 1 second. Let me tighten this up here, and I will show you how I route that. Jesus, 36% overdrive. It's redonkulous. I like it. It's so excessive, but so awesome and satisfying. It's basically, at this point, the 36% overdrive and combo that with dig. It's ridiculous. Let me get this buttoned up real quick, and I'll pull one of the G-speeds down. Okay, throw some wheels back on real quick. Make sure I'm going the right direction. Hey, those nice little blue wheels. Nothing fancy. He just was scrolling one day and saw those, and he's like, "Can we get the blue ones?" And I was like, "Sure, I kind of like them. So if you don't, I will take them." I get caught up on some questions here. Okay, boom, 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 boom. Indy. Oh yeah. As soon as I hear something, I will probably throw it in there on just any random video, just as a hey, getting ready for Skill Nationals, and we'll start getting that stuff going. Greg Eaton picked up a set of Axle Capra axles to put my TRX4 Sport back together since I stole the axles for the G-Speed, hoping it would make a good. Yeah, Capra axles are very nice and wide. I mean, it's not AR60 wide. I like the width of the Capra axle myself. If this was a straight axle, this would probably be my axle of choice for my Class 3 over the AR60s. So I like the width. It's just on like King Missouri, Carl Blues, and stuff like that, I have to run at least a 5-inch 2.2 tall tire. And it's probably just my driving. I don't like the Capra axles with 2.2s. I like them with 1.9s. So I went back to straight axle, and with the 2.2, it still makes up for it. It makes it very good. Speaking of DSM, we did get the DSM Capra micro servo winch mount in there. Came out really good. And so I just did a micro servo winch on his for now, which is going to be plenty strong for his. It's going to work just fine. Plenty of power for the Capra, and also fit in the budget really good. So that was another thing with several trips, missing 4 or 5 days of work at a time. Kind of takes a toll on the budget real fast. Oh. Okay, let me put these gears. So these are stock gears. We'll save those for when he is back to normal. No more comping. We can go trailing. I got Facebook, but never gone until close to nationals. Indy, yes, I agree. I do agree. I'm just there for little cars and Chandras. That's really the main thing I'm doing it. How am I doing the Facebook giveaway tomorrow? I haven't went live on the TRD Adventures page, so it's going to be learning. Hopefully it works. I'm going to probably just go live on the TRD Adventures page real quick. I'll probably have the iPad or the computer. I'm going to do a random number generator. However many people are entered, I put that number in. I'm going to click it 5 times. 5th click will be a winner. And then barring everything's good, shared everything right, and it is in the US and eligible for the winner, get him in touch with Mike at Badass Beds there and get it all done. Yes, winch routing on G-Speed. V3, right? Through the G-Speed winch mount. Yeah, this one's cleaner. This is a much cleaner install than my other one. Okay. Okay, so using the G-Speed winch mount, which is right here. I have extra somewhere, but it is a carbon fiber piece right here, and it already has 2 holes drilled on it. One of them is meant to go right here. Actually, it is meant to go right down here in your lower link mount, one of the holes that you're on the opposite side you're not using, but I moved mine up a little bit, so you can do this too. You can drill it right there wherever you want. So I put mine here, and I used the I put an extra hole right here and drilled one right there. Mounted my winch mount, mounted up a little good there. Scooted it and flipped the servo around, brought the wire, and I used just a rod end right there. Ran the line through the rod end and just over the servo and through the fair lead. Now you can also use different types of tubing. I just use this on the Kiddo's Capra. Just some tubing. This was actually at the Hobby Town. Some aluminum, thin. Aluminum's light, and you can bend it, and it'll keep its shape. RC antenna tubing. Theron, what's the printer tube? I know it's more expensive, but a lot of people really like it too. And you could just route it through how you want, kind of like zip tied along the way. You just want to make sure, mostly you're just keeping it out of the way of anything moving. And yes, brake line, brake tubing works as well. Might be a bit on the heavier side, but it does work. You just want to, biggest thing when routing the winch line, you want to make sure it's away from moving parts. Don't put it like right next to your motor if you have an outrunner where it's spinning, stuff like that. But also routing it correctly. Now with internal spool winches, it helps boat into. There you go. Thank you, Theron. So with an internal spool winch, it's kind of nice because when you're spooling everything back in, it goes in there. You don't have to worry about it coming off the spool. So if you are running an external spool winch, this is one of the main reasons for routing your winch line is so you can keep it guided in the correct orientation, about centered on the spool. So when you are spooling it back in, it works. It's not going to favor one side, build up too big, and then start flinging off the spool, and then your truck's falling back a couple rolls inches at a time because it's not able to fully spool everything back in. Yes, I don't know what actual tube this is called. It was in the airplane section. So actually, I think this is fuel line. I think this is fuel line. So it was back there where they have the nitros and the planes all in kind of one section. So I was just sitting there and I was like, oh, clear plastic tubing. This is going to work. So picked it up. It was like 50 cents for this giant tube. So that's, worked perfect on his Capra to keep everything out the way. And so tube, rod ends work great. I'll have to pull his truck out in a minute. Like on the Kiddos, he has a different style servo mount. He has a dual lay down servo mount with an external spool winch. So actually, we're just going to show it because I was actually impressed with it and how I got it to route properly. And it's just easier to show things. Oh, come on. I put 3 brothers on the back. Yes, I've seen plenty of people run them on the back as well. generally there is more room back there. So he got a facelift. He got the old, the other body he wanted to change it up a little bit, and I was proud of myself with this body, and I didn't want it to just sit on the shelf and not get used. So he inherited it. So right here, so this is a dual lay down servo mount. We have a normal lay down style, dimensions, everything, and then right behind it is another spot to put the servo winch in there. So this is the overlander winch, so it is an external spool. So what I did, I had these, Theron 3D printed this little mount for me. I just drilled through the top of the mount, put a rod in there, and routed it through one of the unused holes I was using here. So his winch line stays intact, and when he's spooling it back up, it stays in the middle so it doesn't come off on him. So it's worked really well. We've been doing a lot of practice with him on winching, especially this last weekend. He did really well. He finished both of the courses. Finished both courses, and he winched several times. So that was very good, getting him used to using the winch and knowing when to, okay, stop, winch it. Because when it comes down to it, you do the math, 10 gates, 2 bonus gates, 6 to 7 minutes, depending on the courses and where you're at and the size and level of event, gives you roughly 20 to 30 seconds per gate to make a decision. 20 to 30 seconds per gate to get through and make the time. So you have to not just make good decisions, you have to make good decisions and fast decisions so you can, start thinking about it. That's why I'm learning more and more every time. A very good and thorough walkthrough of the course before you run it is huge. And knowing, again, driving, knowing your truck, knowing what your truck can and can't do. But also, because I know it can get frustrating on the other side, like I know what my truck can do, and I may see, 50, 60 degree incline, like my truck can take that, no problem. So I try to do it. I know the truck can do it, and I want the truck to do it. But if it takes too long and cuts into my next gate or hinders me down the course, it's not worth it. Try a little bit, maybe 10, 15 seconds, try it. If it's not cooperating right then and I'm not just driving good, bloop, winch, stick out, hook it, winch, and go. Yep. Yeah, several rod ends works exceptionally well. Oh, goodness. That thing's heavy. I think this is the one I'm really excited to get finished up here on a soon basis. G-Speed 6x6, all the turning. Whew. So I was thinking, I mentioned that last time, I was thinking about doing AR60s on the 6x6. And that still may be a thing here in the future. I'll send it and get links made for it out in the works and get them all made. But then I was really changing. So I got some AR60s in on trade. So I went ahead last weekend. I just pulled my AR44s out, threw the AR60s in the class 3, and I'm digging it. It is working very well. So then I started thinking, I was like, I have 2 steering AR44s. This is an AR44 based G-Speed 6x6. I'm just going to throw the axles in the 6x6. Like I said, the 6x6 is awesome. Now, one thing that 6x6 can hinder from is turning radius because it is just a big monster. So we are trying to go 6-wheel steer. Now the plan will be 3 G14 servos. I don't want to necessarily die, so I'm waiting on a few things, just going through parts and stuff I don't use, extra set of wheels, stuff like that. We're building a little bit of the budget back up, so for right now, I did go ahead and order 2 G11s to go ahead and get it in, so I can get it running and make sure everything is good, get my routing and everything wired. So I'm just going to run the 2 rear axles. They're going to run into a Y and then into the servo. So they're going to do the exact same thing because I don't think I'm going to need individual axles moving in every direction, all that goodness. So it's going to be exciting. So I have there's a G11 already in the front. I'm going to do 2 more G11s just to get it out on the rocks and get it alive and make for sure it's ready for Crawlapalooza. If I can get some other stuff, my extra stuff moved, the plan will be 3 G14s because that would just be monstrously awesome. So, the 6x6 already does super amazing. So that'll be really awesome to see it done. And also, I'll be getting with Mike at Badass Beds. We will be getting a custom bed made for this. I know we're needing dimensions for the 6x6 anyway, but also